Hey guys, Poplid Plays here, back at it again with some more Minecraft. And, well, as you've seen by the thumbnail, I'm just going to get right into it. Today we're going to be doing some building tips on how to make bodies of water in general, not just lakes or ponds. I'm going to make a small pond from nothing. Like nothing at all. Of course, it's going to be much easier if you're doing it out of something pre-existing like the world below me. But and this is I just took the redstone ready super flat preset and turned it into a jungle biome. So that's why there's jungle villages, abandoned ones anyways, which is really weird. Kind of looks cool though in random bamboo, but anyways, so we're just gonna get right into it. You're gonna get a your platform, your base, whatever it needs to be, and remember, you need to be willing to terraform because that's kind of a lot of work for not a lot of space, depending on what you want it to become. And lakes and stuff from literally nothing are pretty dang tiring to make, but you know what? That's fine. And it doesn't actually take that much skill at all. You just have to make like one little pond following some. You could do what you want, but this video might be a nice reference. And then you might need to do a second one just to on your own to improve your skills, and then a third one, and then you've basically got the hang of it no matter how your building style is. It's hard to mess it up. You just have to keep building. That's kind of what it is. So anyways, we're going to start off with a few choice blocks. So we got this nice luscious green grass. So we'll try andesite. Not a lot of people like andesite, but people hate diorite way more. So we're going to take andesite, cobblestone, and of course there's slab variants. And I'm thinking normal stone, we might use a bit of that, but we're going to go with some dead coral. It's a very strange choice of blocks, some people might think, but it's not actually that bad. Let me think. Dead bubble coral. I'm going to see dead horn coral versus dead bubble coral. You could use dead bubble coral, but I'm going to go with dead horn coral because it matches with the cobblestone just a bit more. Yeah. Now just give me one moment. Perfect. And now we'll put the bubble coral away and put those two away, and we're just going to use the andesite base for now. And of course, we're going to get the slab and even stair variants for you can use the stairs and stuff if you want more detail, but really you only need the base blocks and the slabs just help. Ooh-wee. So anyways, here's what you're going to do. You can do this with TNT. I'm just going to do it by hand. It doesn't really matter. You're just going to clear your area, and if you're on the floor and there's going to be blocks underneath, then it's going to be much easier to dig out the shape. But it's going to be harder for me here because I'm going to be building the shape of it. So we're just going to get a general outline. Something nice and doable. Doesn't have to be huge or anything. It's okay to make it a bit uneven. Because remember, naturally forming and looking shapes aren't always even. So there we go. There's our little pond. There's our cookie cutter outline. So now, you're going to go to the middle from the sides. 4 angles is usually what you're going to go for. So we'll just go from right here's a good spot. However deep you want. You can size kind of limits how deep you're going to go unless you're going to make basically a hole. instead of a crater. So I'm not going to go too deep, but I'm going to go as deep as I can try to go. And it's okay to drop off a few blocks. Let's see, is that too much? That's a bit much, so I'll remove those there. I think we can go with that, though, if we're a bit deep on this side. It's okay to make little drop-offs, though, so don't worry about that too much. Perfect, perfect. This is looking like a decent shape. So now, we're going to go over here. Just, maybe you want a bit of shallow area, so we're going to go, of course, get a little bit of the shallows. We're going to make your little coastline there in a bit, but... Oh, that's going to be a bit... It's okay. Not everything has to be perfect. It's okay to have rough shapes. And then you're just going to go around there. Just sort of give it a general structure. And then we're going to go over to the other side. And it's okay for us to go, like, you know what? Let's keep it like this. That's going to be it. And then we're going to go from here. Just a general slant. Let's bring that up one block and that up one block. And this is, I intend this to be a bit deeper. You could make it much shallower, which is completely fine. I just like to have deeper rooms, so if I want to put like a guardian or something in there as decoration, I can. And I've got a sort of map with some of my builds that I'll show off in a bit after the event for it is done. It's a little Hunger Games style thing we got going. And I'll show that off. So then after you've got your shape, your general skeleton, so to say, so to speak, you just make sort of a boundary around. It can be any shape, don't worry too much about it. We're going to make this a bit more of a drop off here so we have more space on the bottom. There we are. No, I think we're going to make it more of a drop off there. There we are. And so now we've got our main shape. And so you just fill in naturally, however you think it should be filled in. So, it's okay to go under some blocks and over some blocks. Remember, it's all up to you, so long as you like what it looks like. And it's okay to settle for what you have, even if you think it's not good, because to a lot of people, it will be way better than what they think they can do, and they'll love it. Like, I thought my building skills were crap, but they're not, I guess. And this is the main part of it, is just getting the shape right. Something that makes you happy. Oh, I'm starting to feel like Bob Ross. Oh my goodness. Oh, I could never live up to his name. I tried a bit of painting and art, but it just didn't work out for me. I think there we are. I like this. It's a nice little... oh, you could actually get into some undersea caves. I know I love doing the caves, though they're such a pain to build. They're still a pain to carve out, but they're mainly the reason I think these are so painful to build is just because of my experience with making the caves that go with them. Do we want a bit of an area there? I think we'll have just a bit of an area there. We'll put that there. Just a bit of a flat surface. Something to hang on to, I guess. There we go. This is looking nice. That spot looks a bit unnatural, so we'll just remove that there. And we'll set this back in by 1 block. That looks better. Much better. We'll keep that there. Put some blocks here. I hope you guys don't mind the commentary. We could do that, but then I think I'd need to move that. I don't know. That looks somewhat better, but I guess we could go for more of a flat bottom with less area elsewhere. Sorry if you guys are getting sick from all the camera moving. Okay, so we're gonna just put these all the way down to the bottom, like so. Now we could try to do that. Okay. I think right there. There is good. Oh, yes, this is nice. Want more of a shallow area, so I'll do this here. There we go. So here's a bit more. Of course, it would be ideal if this was like 3 times the size, so I could actually make shallow areas that are like that big all around, but it's not necessarily a big thing, so I'll work with what I have, because I know it looks nice. So there we've built the structure out of nothing. But what about the actual pond itself? So here's what comes next. Here, you see, we're going to take our slabs and the andesite and the dead coral. And now, here we only have 3 real block types. The slabs are separate blocks from the cobblestone and andesite, but they're just the same kind of block. So we only really have 3 blocks. It's just andesite, cobblestone, and horn coral. And since this is already all andesite, we're only really going to use 2 blocks. 2 block types. So it doesn't have to be complex. You don't have to shove a lot of stuff into stuff to make it look nice. So here's what you do. You just take, and if you don't know how I'm just doing that, you just left click and right click at the same time really fast, and it just straight up replaces the block. You don't have to spam it everywhere. Just a little bit can go a long way, but you can put a lot if you want. You can put it in clusters like this, or you can put it more individually, independently, like that. It doesn't matter too much, and I think that just about does it for the cobblestone. So now, I went more heavy on the cobblestone with other ones. So now we just put some dead coral in. Normally I only like to just put in a few blocks of dead coral. Let's see. We might put a little cluster of it. I don't know. It might be a bit too much, but we'll put in a little cluster of the dead coral. There we go. Just give it a bit more life. Now this might look good to some people. This might not look good to some people. But that's because this is only the second step. Well, I guess the third step. The first step would have been cutting it out of whatever area, whether you be digging in the ground or just building it like I did. It would just be cutting it out of the area. The second step would actually be creating the shape. Again, whether you're just building it like I did or you're digging it out. The second step would have been creating the shape. So I guess the third step would be different block types and block variations. But now, let's slab things up a bit. It's okay not to have the cobblestone slabs with the actual cobblestone. There's no harm in that. Just put it where you think it would be good to put some slabs in. Ah, yes, this is nice. You could put some stairs in too if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. I think we can slab most of that spot up. And we're gonna go ahead and put a bit of a just a bit of a barrier there. You can leave some of the grass and dirt if you want. I'm not gonna. I was originally going to leave some, but I'm not going to, just for the sake of having a bit more space to work with, or make it look just a bit bigger than it really is. See, it already looks somewhat bigger just because I turned the surrounding blocks into andesite. And I'm going to turn some of that into cobblestone. Put a dead coral block right there. Woo-wee! And that gives you more opportunities to slab things up a bit. And I like slabs, you know me. This is looking nice. Woo! Slab right there, slab right there. Slab for, oh, already got a slab. Oh my goodness. There we are. I think there's a good amount of slabs now. As if it wasn't already enough. Oh my goodness. Well, now we can put those away. Of course, you can change it up at any time if you feel like you need to. And I'm just going to put a bit more grass here, just so that it looks more contained. It's going to make it look just a tiny bit smaller, but that's only an illusion. Just like it looking a tiny bit bigger when I change the outside blocks. So, it looks big, but also not big. Like, you know this isn't big, it's pretty small in comparison to a lot of other things, but it does look big. It's deep. In depth can greatly affect people's perception of size. So, now comes the fun, and by fun I mean somewhat fun. I searched up fun. It is somewhat fun. I think all of this is fun to an extent. Let's see. So, here is the water part, is what I'm saying. You just fill it up with water. Try getting the slabs, because sometimes the slabs don't get covered. Yeah, I like that. You can put water right on or next to a slab and it just won't get covered, which is okay. And you can let water do its own job, and you're gonna wanna, well, you might want to do every layer. Some people might think, why not just make a layer on top and then put water on the top layer and have it fill everything? But that leaves running water, and you can't really see the running water. Uh, but you will have it affect you if you go swimming in the water. And here's this, like, some of the slabs just won't get covered. So you want to target the slabs. And sometimes if you put water on a slab and then you do it again, it'll put water above that. So just ignore that. It's okay. It's going to get covered in water anyways, and you can always take it away for whatever reason. You can leave this as deep or as shallow as you want. You could leave it a bit dried out with dead coral up here, maybe, just to show that it's dried out. Unless you don't want anything living in it to begin with. I'm using dead, I think that's horn coral? Yeah, dead horn coral as a block, just for the sake of building. But when I say dead coral, I mean like the dead coral fans and stuff, and the this stuff, not the blocks. But yeah, just to make it look like it's dead. Anyways, but I'm gonna fill this up most of the way. You know, I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna go all in. Because I like myself a nice full lake, nice pond, something to go swimming, maybe boat on a bit. And it's okay if the water doesn't start filling everything up immediately, because you can always just let it do its work once it's done. See? Just like that. Your whole pond is filled. You could just leave it like this if you want, if that's fine by you. But I personally, I like to give a little life to it. So let's look up some nice blocks we could do. I'm not going to use any of the coral blocks just because I know that there isn't really enough space to make a significant coral structure. Like, not more than just placing 1 or 2 blocks and then having coral on it. But I can do some of the coral plants. So I'm going to go with... well, I'll go with fire coral and a tube coral. And, let's do bubble coral. Yes, a bubble coral. And there's the fan. Fire coral fan. We don't have to put a lot. We can put one here and one here. Could put one here. Could put a coral there and some coral there. And that's okay. That's if you want it to be more sea-based. If you want it to be a lake, you don't like a freshwater lake or something. You don't really have to put any coral or anything. But I want this to look all oceanic like. My own little tiny ocean in my backyard. That's what I'm going for. And there we have a fan. Wow, a huge fan. So now, let's see what else we can do. Now this is what you mainly want. Seagrass, maybe a sea pickle, and kelp. These are the big 3 for water stuff if you want plant life. And of course bone meal because, and not to do with the sea pickles, although I think if you actually bone meal sea pickles, why is it not? That's weird. I don't know. If you bone meal sea pickles, they can like duplicate or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh yes, I remember. So you need to you can't place seagrass on seagrass. You need to bone meal it, and voila, you have the secret, but not actually secret because it naturally spawns tall seagrass. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dot some seagrass around here, make it look like just some aquatic flora. And just dot it around, nothing major. Put a few bits of kelp, maybe. Ah, that's nice. Probably not in too shallow of places. Because kelp is kelp, you know? I'm going to put that there. And we're going to make it look a bit more vibrant. Just a bit more seagrass everywhere. Because I love seagrass. Haha. That's my naughty little secret, is that I love seagrass. And now... you know what? For lighting, if you want it to look more natural in the nighttime, I don't advise you use more than like 1 sea pickle because the sea pickles give off light. I wish there was a way to make sea pickles not give off light so they just looked like ambience. But so let's bone meal a couple of these, mainly the ones down here. Maybe a couple of kelp ones. The kelp tends to grow fast. You know what? Let's trim this down just a bit. That's good, that's good. Okay. Let's have there. Oh, you can kelp on the floor. I did not know that. Okay, well, there we go. Now it's looking pretty alive. And if you want, you can put some sea pickles in there to whatever degree you want, just to keep it lit up, so that no drowned or anything spawn. And you can put them in any quantity you really want. But I'm going to put this in the daytime, just so that the sea pickles don't, like, contrast with anything. And of course, if you want the natural depth darkening, you can always remove some sea pickles. So I'm going to put a couple of sea pickles here. You know what, that's fine. And here we have it. Here's our little tiny ocean away from the ocean. And now if you want to take it a step further, we can take these away and we can fish. We might want one puffer fish, one or maybe two tropical fish. We could have some salmon, just a few though, since it's so crowded already. Uh, you know what? Why not get some cod in here? And a guardian. Maybe not a guardian. I wouldn't say a sea turtle just because this place is so small and it wouldn't make much sense for a sea turtle, but it also wouldn't make sense for a guardian to be in here, so you know what, whatever. Although it might just become overcrowded, so I'm just gonna say... Because, like, if you want to do this in a survival world, you don't want them to despawn, do you? So let's just get an animal. And let's just name everything fish. Psh. And now, just gonna toss that off the edge. So we're gonna get our puffer fish. There we go, little guy. Couple of salmon. Uh... Okay, maybe remove one salmon. I forgot how big those guys were. But see, he's over here. We're gonna get a couple of cod, maybe. There's our two cod. And here some tropical fish, since they're pretty small usually. No, I want a different tropical fish. Where's our dudes? There we go. There's a nice small guy. So then we go and name everything fish, if it's not already named fish. And there's all our life. You know what? Let's throw in a guardian. No, he needs something special. So we're gonna call him Big Mama. Her, I guess. So anyways, let's go name Big Mama. There we are. And now, here we have our nice little pond. And that's how to make something out of nothing. From start to finish. And of course you can touch up around on this, change it anytime you want, add or remove stuff, maybe make some surrounding area match up with it, or contrast. It's all up to you. Oh, the Guardian's Eye, he follows you wherever you go, even in spectator mode, when nothing's supposed to be able to see you because you're just a floating head, a barely visible floating head. Anyways, so there we have it. There's all our fishy dudes. And that's, I guess that's how we do it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Popfluid Plays, signing out.